Last question today. Hey, David, do you think any Republicans will challenge Trump in the 2020 primary? Do you think they would have any shot? I think the answer is definitely. This is a Republican presidency that is ripe for a challenge from within. I don't think that they would have any shot. I think that the incumbent power of Trump is so overwhelming that even though you might have individual, I think you will have individual Republicans who challenge Trump in the Republican primary for 2020, I think that the majority of Republicans would be too scared to support anybody but Trump, and that whoever challenges Trump will have absolutely no chance. But I do think you will see challenges to Trump.
Yeah, and I think the problem that they would face, these other potential candidates, is that Donald Trump is just really good at beating up on other Republicans. Like, he took down 16 Republican candidates one by one, went after their appearances, went after things that were thought of as off limits before. So if you talk about, like him against Jeff Flake or Ben Sass or John Kasich, do they stand a chance, those guys? No, they don't.
It's just not happening. They would all be better options, I think, although you could make the case that early in the Trump presidency, I was sort of making the case that Trump had mostly just passed executive orders, and thus if someone like Mike Pence took over, it would be significantly more damaging. Things have evolved when it comes to that, and I'm not saying anymore that Pence would necessarily be better or worse. Pence is like a uniquely horrible figure who, by the way, we barely hear anything from. It seems he's doing a pretty proactive job at staying out of the limelight. But I think at this point, the damage that Donald Trump has done to alliances around the world, to the institution of American democracy, that at this point, it would actually be better to have a moderate Republican who would be successful in getting their agenda through. I think it would be less damaging than Trump.
Yeah, problem is Trump is too popular among Republican voters.
Yeah.
And if you see these new campaign ads for people running in these like little House districts or for Senate, and the Republicans, they're all hugging Trump, trying to stay as close to him as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't think those two things square up. You can't have one, not the other.
I agree, and I think that there will be unsuccessful challenges mounted to Donald Trump's power. Now, do you think it's possible Trump will bail on running for re-election? Do you think that's at all possible?
Only if the Russia thing scales up and it looks like Robert Mueller has something really bad on him and that he would go down in disgrace anyway via impeachment or resignation, then he would probably just take the best option out, which is to say, hey, I'm in my mid-70s now. I made America great again. Now I'm going to hand the reins off to Mike Pence. He'll do it.
Here's basically the issue with that. If Republicans win in November, Trump's not getting impeached. And that means he would be free to run for re-election in 2020. If Democrats were to win in November, now the impeachment risk becomes more real for Donald Trump, and maybe that would make him rethink. Although there's another side to it, which is if you're a sitting president, you can't be indicted unless you're impeached. Unless he's sure he's getting impeached, he can delay any possible indictments by remaining president of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I think impeachment's a real possibility because you just need a simple majority in the House of Representatives, and it looks like that will go blue, or there's a good chance that it'll go blue in 2018.
And the Senate.
You need 2/3 of the Senate to convict him.
Yeah.
2/3? That's 67 votes. Good luck getting there.
It's got to be Nixon-esque, and there are people saying it is. We will see if it ultimately rises to that. But back to the question, Trump will be challenged by Republicans in 2020, but they will not defeat him unless circumstances change drastically. Like it turns out he shot someone on Fifth Avenue. I don't even know. Again, he even said that wouldn't affect him.
That wouldn't do it.
Maybe it wouldn't. We've got a great bonus show for you today. Access the bonus show by being a David Pakman Show member. You can sign up at www.joinpakman.com or at patreon.com/David Pakman Show.